Bienvenidas a todas a nuestro lunes de liderazgo, a todas, a todos. Este es un lunes de liderazgo muy especial porque tenemos a Morgan Martin, directora nacional 7. Morgan, you are very welcome to this Zoom. We are so thrilled to have you here. She's been for 3 years in Melaleuca. She's like really short time in Melaleuca and she has done amazing things. Ella tiene 7 directores personales superiores en adelante. Tiene 63 directores personales. O sea, si alguien sabe desarrollar liderazgo, es ella. Y en promedio, inscribe 25 clientes por mes, personales, ¿ok? Entonces, no quiero que se comparen ni se frustren de decir, no, ¿cómo le hace de ella con 25 si yo no puedo con 4? No entren en ese lado, mejor admiración y ver qué está haciendo, ¿ok? Morgan, I don't know how you do it. You have so many skills and talents to do this, and I'm so thrilled to listen to you. Here you are with Paola's team from Mexico. Here are people from all over Mexico, United States. Sadly, Paola right now is flying home. Like, she had a flight right now. She was so sad she's missing the call, but she's going to be watching this for sure because she was thrilled to have you. Like, we've been wanting to have this call since Salt Lake City. So it's just a huge blessing to have you here. So thank you for joining us. And the microphones are yours.
Gracias. Thank y'all for having me. I am so excited to be here. I'll share a little bit about my story first. To get started, my name is Morgan and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And I've been in Melaleuca for 3 years now. And she did an introduction already to my status and all of those things. But I did a different company before. I was with an MLM prior to coming to Melaleuca. And at that MLM, I did have a lot of success, but I grew up in that company. I was there for 7.5 years. I started when I was in college, and then I became a wife, and then I became a mom. And the things that I loved about that company were just no longer really aligned for me. I couldn't work 24/7 anymore all day long when I had my baby. So I wanted something that was more stable so that I could really spend time with him. I also wasn't able to see my people win. None of my other people were having success. It was really just me. They did trip incentives and I earned all of them, but nobody on my team did. And I also earned a lot of income, but none of the people on my team did. And so, even though it brought so many blessings for our family, we knew we wanted something different. When I left that company, I could no longer look people in the eye and tell them that I could show them how to make $500 to $1,000 a month. And so here at Melaleuca, it's really cool. I know the currency is different for us versus you. So you're like, I think $1,000 is like nothing for you, right? That's like so small. Okay, I don't know what that would be equivalent to. But anyways, that's a lot of money for us. And so being able to show people how to do that when they help 8 people shop, for US, they make $500. So whatever that paycheck would be, right? We have a $300 bonus plus their commission. It's around $500. Being able to show people how to do that, it's really, really duplicatable. And that's what I love about what I do here. So when I came here, my enroller, Chelsea Gilbert, she had left convention in 2022, and on her flight home, she wrote out a big long message to me, basically just asking me to take a look at Melaleuca. I kind of swore that I would never ever do this company. I didn't understand it. I didn't think it was for me. I was like, laundry detergent? That's not cute. I don't want to do that. And then I understood really that every single person that I know is buying these products right now. So I need to tell other people where to find these safer swaps. And I had a miscarriage with my very first pregnancy. And so I wanted safer stuff in my home when I did become a mom. I wanted my babies to have safer things. I didn't want to be around all of the toxic stuff anymore. And so Melaleuca was really the answer to so many of the problems and issues that we were having, whether it was health-wise or financially. And so when she shared this with me, she just really talked about how I could have, the success that we wanted without having to sacrifice time with my baby and being able to have that true freedom. She talked about the retention rate, the 96.8% retention rate that Melaleuca has. She also talked about the repeat income and how you have that repeat income amount on your paycheck every single month, and it stays the same or it goes up. And that was the reason why I said yes to this, because I thought to myself, if I can come here and build a business, number one, the work I do is going to stick. And number two, when I have my second baby, I can have a maternity leave and truly take that time off. When I was with my MLM, I was posting again in the hospital with my baby. He was 4 days old. I was posting again. I was responding to messages, and I was working that business right away because I didn't feel like I could take time off because there was no stability. And so when I had my daughter, when I was in Melaleuca, I gave myself the whole entire 4 to 6 weeks off. And my paycheck was the exact same as the month before. I think there was a $100 difference, which is not that much. So it was crazy how the things that I joined Melaleuca before, I've been able to have. And now I can look people in the eye and tell them, if you partner with me, if you trust me, I can show you how to do this and I can help you be successful. And that's the best feeling. So that is my story in a nutshell. I left a lot of it out, but I wasn't sure exactly what all you wanted me to share.
I would love that you do share with us, like, what's your routine and what time do you do Melaleuca? Because you are not in the phone all the time, and I've never watched when do you go on Zoom calls? Like, you barely go on Zoom calls, but how's your on a daily basis, like how you manage your family and your business? That would be a first question.
Okay. So I actually wrote that down, was to do a day in the life. Like, what does my everyday look like? So every day really does look different. Some of my non-negotiables though, so I have a 2 and a 3-year-old. And so everything is very crazy. Everything is very chaotic. But I wake up in the morning around 6 a.m. before both of my kids wake up every single morning. And during that time, I read my Bible, and then I do my accountability sheet every single day. So if I can sit down, and I can send you what an accountability sheet looks like. It'll be in English, but if you want to translate it, you're welcome to use it. It's a daily task list. On the task list, I'll send it to you, but it has follow-ups, approaches, building relationships, posting, things like that. All the things that you're already doing, but when you have it on a piece of paper, something about that just really helps you to keep on track and know that you have done those things. Because sometimes in our head, we can think that we've done all of the things or that we've done enough of all of the things until we write it down and we realize we've only done one approach in the last 3 days, and that's not enough. So I do my accountability sheet, and that usually takes 30 to 45 minutes to complete, so it's pretty quick. So if I have like an hour and 30 minutes sometimes in the morning before my kids wake up, then I will be able to complete all of that. And then I get my kids ready. Depending on the day, sometimes they do go to a part-time preschool, so then they're there for a few hours and I'm able to get a little bit more done. Some days they're home with me all day and we go to gymnastics, and the kids are in jiu-jitsu and lots of different sports and things like that. So every day is different, but every single night I look at what my day looks like for the next day. So before I go to bed every single night, I see what tomorrow looks like, and I find the nooks and the crannies and the cracks of my day where I can fit Melaleuca into it. Because if I wake up in the morning when my kids wake up and I hope that I find time for Melaleuca, chances are I'm not going to. Because I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to get pulled in 7 different directions. I'm going to get, phone calls. I'm going to get asked to go out to dinners. And I want you to be able to do that. I want you to go to dinner. I want you to hang out with your friends. And you're going to feel better about doing that stuff if your Melaleuca business is already finished, and then you know that you can have both. And I think that's the beauty of waking up before the rest of your house wakes up. If you need to wake up at 5 a.m., do that too. I know a lot of the people in our organization do a 5 a.m. work Zoom together. It's different. It'll be like 2 a.m. y'all's time, I think. But it's 5 a.m. Eastern and Central. I don't get on that, but a lot of the moms do because it's before the kids get up to go to school. And so making that time at the beginning of the day is always helpful. So after I do that, if my kids are at school, I will get house stuff done. I will do a lot of strategy sessions, Zooms. I get on Zooms with my team and we talk about their goals. We game plan. We do all of this different, the stuff to get them to where they want to be that month. And we do a lot of those throughout the month. And I also will plan, in homes, things like that. So that's kind of what I do throughout the day. And really just mentorship is probably 80% of what I spend my time doing. And whether that's through text message, FaceTimes, Zooms, whatever. And then I have a lot of other random things I'll do throughout the day. Today, I spent a lot of time going back through my Grow app, and I went through all of my re-enrollments and reactivations, and I messaged all of them and asked them if they wanted to come back. And I sent 4 shopping links tonight from people who wanted to re-enroll or reactivate. Well, I guess re-enroll because all the reactivations already had one, or people that were in my follow-up center that still said regular and they haven't shopped yet, but they've made an account. Even back in June and May, I went back to those people and I reached out to them and asked them if they wanted to shop. So I'm happy to send y'all some of that verbiage, and you can translate it if you want to. I don't want to give you a ton of work to do, but I'm happy to give you those verbiages. But things like that, I really try to get creative of how I can bring people here, how I can share this with more people. Some of my non-negotiables every day, I do 5 approaches every day. So I'll find people that are viewing my stories. I'll find people that are liking my posts or commenting on my posts. I'll find people that are in my Facebook friends list or my Instagram followers. I'll build a relationship with them, and then I'll approach them and I'll reach out to them and ask them if anybody's ever shared Shop Club with them or the wellness store with them. Whatever I call it on social media, that's the verbiage that I use in my message so that they know what I'm talking about. And then I always do follow-ups. So as a busy mom, the way I keep track of my follow-ups is every time somebody responds back to me, I screenshot the message and it goes straight to my photo library. So that every morning, whenever I'm up before my kids and I've got maybe 10 minutes to go through and do follow-ups, I'm looking back on my photo library from 2 days before. So if it's a Wednesday, I'm going back to the people I talked to on Monday. If it's a Friday, I'm going back to the people I talked to on Wednesday. So today, I went back to my Saturday people. So I just scrolled in my photo library to all the pictures from Saturday, found my screenshots, and just followed up with those people. And then after that, you can either put them in a folder, you can delete them, and they'll go in your recently deleted. You can always go back through your messages. That's what I did today to do a bunch of big follow-ups. So that's how I keep track of who I'm following up with, and that's a non-negotiable. Every single day I'm following up. And then, let's see, posting. Posting is a big one. I would definitely encourage you to do 80-20. 80% your life, who you are, what makes you you, the things that you would post if you were not partnered with Melaleuca, and then 20% the things that are Melaleuca, whether it's you sharing a video of a product that you love, before and afters, a post about the business and the opportunity in a Zoom like this, and how this opportunity has given you community that you didn't have before. All the different things. So 80% your life, people can relate to you, they learn from you, they connect with you, and they start to trust you. And then 20% Melaleuca. And then you're able to help them find a solution to the things that they need help with. So that is kind of what I do in a nutshell. And then my kids are in bed now, so I'm doing this. I don't do a ton of in-homes. I usually do maybe one every month. But throughout my team, we're always hosting multiple every single month. I'm just not a big in-home person because I don't have a massive local team. But a lot of us do as a team. We do a lot of in-homes, and I think that those are very, very helpful too.
Your spreadsheet, do you print them like one per day, or do you do it digital? Like, how do you manage control of everything of that? And if you don't do so many in-homes, like, do you go on Zoom to do presentations every day, or do you send them a video, or what? How do you present so much fast to do like 24 enrollments per month?
So I do my accountability sheet. This is what it looks like, and I'll send it to you. But this is so you can see. This is an example. This is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you can print it and have it in a binder or have paper. All of my papers look like this.
Okay.
So I don't print them because my kids draw all over all my papers.
Uh-huh.
So I have it in my notes, just all the tasks written out in my phone. So it just looks like this.
Okay.
And every time all this stuff is personal, like stuff. So that's actually not Melaleuca, but this is Melaleuca and this is Melaleuca. So it's really not that many things to do every day. But when I finish a task, I put a heart next to it. And then every morning when I wake up, I just delete the hearts. And I keep that same list and I just add a heart next to it every time I complete it again. And that keeps me on track. And that way I can take it with me if I'm in a drive-through or if I'm sitting at a baseball game, I can do a little task here or there. How do I send the overview? So we have two different ways. So there's a recorded one that my enroller did, and she does it every month. So any of you could do that too if you wanted, but she records herself on Zoom doing an overview, so you can see the overview slides and her face explaining the overview. And at the end, she talks about the income side. So that video is probably 20 minutes long. And I send that to anybody that I know wants to build a business or that I think they don't know that they want to build a business, but I want them to build a business. That's the video that I'll send them. If it's just somebody that wants to shop, I just send them the Grow app overview. So I'm just doing it over text and then following up with them 2 days later to see if they had a chance to watch it.
Okay. And you encourage everyone to use social media? Or you have people that doesn't and still have results? Or do you encourage everyone to use social media?
I am a firm believer in do what you want to do. If you want to mostly do it in person, then do that, but still incorporate social media because you're going to miss people. If you're only doing it in person, you're going to miss this person that doesn't live in your area. You're going to miss them if you're not posting too. But there's also people that just want to do social media, and I still encourage them to do the in-home too. So even though I mostly do social media, it's important to dabble in or to sometimes do all of the things so that you can learn how to do all of it, because I may have somebody that wants to come in and just do it mostly through in-homes. And even though I use mostly social media, I have to know how to tell them to host an in-home and help them be successful. So if I don't know how to do that, I can't help them. But I think we all need to do a little bit of everything. So I do think if you're not using social media, I think it's a great tool. If what you're doing now is working, keep doing that and then just add in the in-homes or add in the social media piece to it too.
How do you follow up with so many customers per month? Do you have a Facebook group or?
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, we all have a hard time on that, don't we?
Oh, it's awful. To go through all of my customers that haven't shopped, I do it on the 29th of the month. So I wait till the last second.
Wow. Does that give you peace of mind? Waiting till
it helps cut down on the amount, so I'm not reaching out to. I have because I don't remember how many personals I have, but it's over 500. So reaching out to that many personals, yeah, I want to try to reach out to like 200, not 400. So if I wait till the end, I won't have to do so many follow-ups throughout the month. I'm loving on them. I'm posting in our customer page. We do have a customer page too. And just with questions and tips and all the things. So I'm posting in there. They're seeing it. I'm loving on their pages, being a friend to them. This month, I reached out to all of my customers who had shopped by the 10th of the month. So everyone that had shopped, I did reach out to those people already and say, hey, I saw that you already shopped this month just like me. You must be just as obsessed with these products as I am. If you want to share these products with other people that you know, whether it's friends or family, I can help you earn free gifts and free products, or I can also help you earn an extra income. Would you be open to it? And I have like 7 to 10 new builders from this month that I'm working with. Not all of them have enrollments, but some of them do. And that's been a lot of excitement too. So I've been working with them. So I'll have different ways to reach out to them throughout the month. But at the end of the month, I just go through and I just bite the bullet and I just text all the people that haven't shopped yet and just remind them to shop. So it does take time, but it's worth it. So
you have given me like so many ideas. Like I want to take action on all of them. So you speak to a lot of people. How many, like, do you have an average of how many people you enroll and how many people do really take action and get to director? Because it's disappointing when someone joins in and says it's going to go with all in, and you give them presentations, you give them a strategy session, and then they just go away and they don't have results and they get disappointed and you get disappointed. Like, what would you say to people who have those kind of enrollments?
I don't know. That's never happened to me before. Everybody that I enroll goes director. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. That's happened to everybody. Like, it's okay. It's normal. It does not mean that you're not a good leader, okay? You're going to have people that enroll no matter who you are, no matter how many times you've done this, no matter how many directors you've developed. You're going to have people join you, tell you that they want to build a business. They're all in. They're so excited. And then they don't do anything. Or it takes them a really long time to get there. And that's okay. So I always just encourage my people. I don't even know what my numbers are. I think customers to directors is 10%. So if I have 550 customers, I have 555 directors. Like, it's kind of around that. I think I have maybe a little bit more than 10%, but way more than 10% say that they want to build.
I agree.
Right? So it's not that 100% of the people that want to do, it's just that out of the 50% that say yes, 10% of them do something. And even smaller amounts than that go beyond director. But I think the thing that I always remind my team is when they ask a question like this, I kind of try to listen to what they're not saying. And here's what I would tell you. If you try to take the blame or take the fault for these people over here not being successful, then when somebody on your team is successful, then you have to take all of the credit too. And you would never do that. You would never take the credit and be like, oh, Regina was so successful and she advanced to Director 3. That was all me. I did so good, right? You would celebrate her and you would be so proud of her for advancing and for, doing the things to get to Director 3. So if you're not going to take the credit for someone else's success, you can't take the blame for them not advancing either. Wow. Because you gave the same training to somebody who went senior or somebody who went director. You gave the same training to them that you gave to the person over here with 0 customers.
I agree.
So you have to take the blame and the pressure off of yourself and remind yourself that you're going to find the right people if you just keep having more conversations. And I'm not looking, and I talked about this at Road to executive director whenever we met, but I don't look for potential, meaning I don't look for somebody who has the best Instagram or the most followers or all of the experience. If they have those three things, that's good. But ultimately, mostly what I'm looking for is they have to have character. And if they have character and they have respect and gratitude and self-discipline, they can have these three things too. But if I had to pick, I pick this. This girl with 50 Instagram followers, I can work with her better than I can work with this person over here who thinks they know it all and won't be teachable. So that's who I'm looking for. So those people can be successful, but you have to find the ones that are teachable. So I think that might answer the question that you didn't actually ask, but maybe what we were all wondering. I don't know.
Yes, thank you so much for answering all of them. And also a question that many of us have, since we know that you come from MLM, like, with how many people did you start it? Did many people follow you? Did all of them come from strangers in social media? Like, how did your growth happen?
So all of the above. I mean, I had some people come with me. The people that are the ones rocking and rolling and killing it on my team right now are not the ones that came with me. Most of those people are just customers. Most of the people that are like really killing it on my team right now are from approaches that I've made over the last year and a half. But the people that like the people that I first had when I got started, like in the first 2 or 3 months, I was on the phone 24/7 with my friends, with my family, calling them and telling them that they needed to look at this. I looked back in those first 2 weeks, because I joined in the middle of May. I looked at that first 2 weeks, the whole month of May, when I was here, how many times I had posted. Because there are some people that think, oh, well, you have a big following on social media. If you put up a post, everybody just flocks to you, and that's how you get all of your people. And that's not true. And it's okay if you think that. I'm not offended, but that's not true. So don't think that I have people busting down the door. I sent over 400 follow-ups today. I do not have people busting down my door. I put in the work, okay? I'm showing up. I'm doing the things. And these are old conversations. These are old follow-ups. These are people that I've talked to before. But I put in the work, and I show up, and I looked at the May, those 2 weeks, whenever I was first getting started, how many times I posted? Once. All of my enrollments, those whole 2 weeks, was from me calling people. It was all behind the scenes. And I didn't mean to only post once. I should have posted more than that. But with how many people I was in, like, specifically reaching out to, I couldn't keep up with all of the conversations I was having. And I was telling these people, hey, it's going to me. Let me help them. You know, so they were getting me on the phone with their friends, and they were getting me on the phone with their friends. And we were developing directors, and I was doing mentorship, and I was learning as I was going, so I didn't know what I was doing yet. And so we were on Zooms a lot, trying to figure out how to do this business. And it was really just ignorance on fire. So to answer your question, all of the above. Some people came with me, but a lot of it was people on social media that had been watching me, wanted to know what I was doing different, people that were curious. Most of it was my friends and family, getting people on the phone, all of that.
Okay. And can you share a little bit about how do you find people on Instagram? Like, you find people, like the part where you seek for followers, right? Like, you go to profiles and then you seek for followers, and that's how you connect with new people. Because some people think like, oh, I'm going to post once and people are going to swim into my account and customers will arrive, right? And you do a lot of engaging, like you go out and interact with people, like you do a lot of that, right?
Yeah, so to gain followers, I'm posting reels consistently. To find business builders, so to find the people that I want to partner with, I go to influencers pages here in the US. So I'll find somebody that I know who has really good character, So if their followers are commenting on their post, they probably have similar character as this really great person here. So let's take this person, and they are an influencer. And I'm not going to go follow them. I mean, I follow them, but I'm not going to go try to approach them. But I'm going to look through their reel or their posts, and I'm going to go to the comments, and I'm going to find somebody who has a really positive comment, and it's recent. It's a new post. So the comment is new, which means they're active on social media. So that's a good thing. And then I go and put on Facebook or on Instagram. Okay, hold on. Let me try to find an example. Okay. So, well, this is a bad example. Hold on. Okay. This girl. So I'm gonna go where it says following.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to go to where on mine it says add to favorites.
Okay.
Right here. And then you can click that star. She's already in my favorites. So that's why it says remove. But you can add to favorites. Now watch. This is cool. You go into Instagram. You open it up. Click Instagram. Favorites. And now it's just a feed of only your favorites that you want to interact with.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
That's like my favorite hack that I've learned from you. Because you don't lose time on the app. Like you are intentionally connecting with them. So with this woman, like, are you going to like, comment, maybe DM her, or what have you done? Like you start saying hi and they reply somehow?
No, I typically just respond. I mean, those types of people are active on social media. So every morning, whenever I go through this, I do interact with people. And that's part of my accountability sheet. So I will go through my favorites, and it's in chronological order. Do you know what does that translate? Okay. So that means I can go find where I left off the night or the day before. And so I can just love and like all of the stuff from the day before. And so I will comment on their reel, like their reel, and then I will go to their stories and find a story to respond to. That's how I start a conversation, from their stories, because it's something that I already know that they're interested in. So I'm not just saying, hey, something random and trying to start a conversation. I'm just responding to their stories, asking questions, and I'll do that several times. My goal is for them to follow me back. And they do, then we can have more conversations more often because they see my messages. Mm-hmm. Then I make my business approach.
Yeah, because if not, you are in their inbox, like as I was in your, you haven't seen my messages up until I met you and you gave me a follow back.
Yep.
So how do you manage that they bring up until when they follow you, you come out to their inbox, main inbox, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people check those if they're active, so then they'll just find me in their request folder. But I get a lot of the follow backs, so sometimes I don't, but that's okay. So I just change my favorites sometimes as I find new people, and then I'll take other people out if they're not as active.
Okay. And you start creating the relationship. You don't jump right in with Melaleuca. You get them to follow you and to get to know you. Okay.
Right.
That's amazing. So we have a question from a husband. We have a couple of husbands watching this call to support their wives. So he's saying, did your husband support you from the beginning, and what role does he play in your Melaleuca business?
Yes, he did. He really was the one that told me to listen to Chelsea whenever she reached out to me about this. I was really closed off. I did not really want to hear about Melaleuca. I was so burnt out. I was so sick of this whole thing, this whole digital online network marketing. I was just done. And I thought every company was the same, and he was the one that said, I think you need to hear her out. And so I did. And I asked him before we got started, before we joined, because we were still making really good money where we were coming from. So it was a very big deal for us to leave and to walk away from that. And it was a decision that we had to make together. And I said, do you think that I'm making a bad decision, or is this a good decision? And he said, you will never again have to convince somebody that they need what you have. And I was like, yeah, that's really good, because where I came from in an MLM, those products aren't necessary. Mm-hmm. People don't have to have them. They're just a want-based business. This is a need-based business. So he knew that if I could just share these products that people already understood, that it would be so much easier to talk to them about. So he was super supportive. He loves Melaleuca. He's so glad that we came here. He knew that this was like the place for us. And obviously, you know, he's seen all the success that we've had and the blessing that it's been. And the role that he plays, I mean, he's super, like, he'll take over whenever we need to go do stuff, like, for Melaleuca. So I travel quite a bit to go do different events. I just went to Idaho Falls last week or 2 weeks ago, and he stayed with the kids and took over and was like the stay-at-home mom and dad for me to be able to go do that. We did a Say Bella photo shoot on Friday, and he was there with me and the kids, and we all were together, and he was just as much a part of that. So he really kind of holds us together behind the scenes. Today I had 3 Facebook Messenger parties at one time, and he jumped in and he cooked dinner for all of us so that I could do those. And then we put the kids to bed, and I was getting ready for this Zoom, and he was washing dishes. So, like, that's really what he does. And it's very even split, but he steps in when he needs to and shows up in that way. So he doesn't really build, but he's so supportive of this.
I love that. And I love that he flew to Salt Lake City to be just with you in the gala. So yeah, that was amazing.
Yep. He couldn't take work off, so he could only have that one Saturday.
That's amazing. Oh, and I love that you said that we don't have to convince anyone because people already use our products. But why does it feel like when we give overviews or when we reach out to someone, like maybe we do try to convince of changing brands, you know? Like, what did you advise on that? Because sometimes I've been desperate, like, you need to have this, you know? Like, I know you already buy this somewhere else, but I mean, we want customers, we want our advancements, you know? So how do you manage, like, I know this is a basic need, but we are excited for them to try this. And sometimes the closure at the end of the overview, you could sound desperate. Or how do you manage that? Like, you give just plant the seed and leave them, or do you get a little bit pushy with the tough customers, or you just leave them and go away? What do you?
No, I just see it as if somebody is not wanting to shop. I don't think of it as desperate or trying to convince them, but I always see those objections that they're giving me as a reason why they can't shop or don't think that they could shop or don't need to shop. Anytime I see that, I don't take offense to it. I just see it as, there is something that they don't understand. Because if they knew what we knew, they would already be shopping. So there must be something that I need to explain better. And if I can explain this better to them, they will be ready and they will say yes. So I do try to overcome objections. And I told somebody today, I said, we're never, ever going to pressure or push people to shop. But if they tell you no, I want you to send me a screenshot, especially if they tell you no, because they don't know what they're saying no to. And if we explain everything and we overcome the objections and we do all of the things and they're still saying that it's not for them, then okay. But we want them to say it's not for them after they know what they're saying no to. Because 9 times out of 10, we're planting the seeds and they're going to come back. And so we'll be here whenever they do. So I just look at it long term. Yes, we want customers now, but it's really about them. And if we make it about them, then we don't take it personally when people aren't ready and as excited as we are. I was so against Melaleuca for 7 years. I didn't really want to shop here for I I didn't know what I didn't know. And when somebody finally explained the truth to me, I was like, oh, I get it. That's why I just realized, like, if people don't say yes, then they just don't understand it yet. And if I can do anything to help them understand it, I will. And I have people, I had a girl that I sent a link to tonight, and she said, I've been watching you for 3 years using these products, and I was never scared of the commitment of the company. I was just scared of myself making the commitment, whatever that means. But she was like, I just am finally ready. Like, I'm tired of just watching you use these products. I want to do it too. So now I sent her a link and hopefully she'll shop. So I just keep coming back to people. And she was the follow up that I did today. We talked way back when. We talked back in the spring, and she never followed through. And I asked her one more time, and she finally said yes. So don't give up on those people. Always go back to them. That's when I said I did 400 follow ups. A lot of them are like the re-enrollments, reactivations, in Grow app. So you can see how many you've done. But a lot of them were people that I talked to before. And when I reached back out to them today, something in their life changed. They had a baby, they got pregnant, they lost a job, they moved houses, they whatever, and now they want safer products in their home, or they need an extra income. Okay. And I can help with both of those. So keep following up with those people. And don't be desperate. Just know that they're going to be here.
There's some people in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you speak a little bit about the strategy session, like finding your true why, and also following up? Because I personally have many people that want to work, but how do you follow up with people that already you gave them a strategy session? Like, you do weekly calls with all of your personals, or how do you like about that part? Yeah. So I do a strategy session. I try to do it in the first 1 or 2 days of them getting started. And so on that strategy session, I just explain that their goal is to go help 20 people shop as fast as they can. And when they do, they're going to advance to director. They're going to advance to director 2. Do y'all do the $500 or do y'all do like a 2020 club 2020, bonus? Yeah, 2020 club, we have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I explain the bonus that you get for that, if y'all have that, and then I explain the commission, how you make 20% commission if you have 20 personal customers. So I think that looks like that's the same for y'all too. So I explain that, and then after that, I explain what to say to their closest friends and family, and just tell them, hey, I don't know if you've ever heard about the wellness store before, but I just started shopping here, or I've been shopping here for a year and just decided I wanted to start sharing this, and say, I haven't tried everything, but what I have tried, I love, and it's everything that we've been buying I don't know if y'all have Target or Walmart, but Walmart?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's everything we were buying at Walmart, but I don't have the time or the budget to try it all by myself. So will you just do me a favor and try these for a month or 2 and see what you think? Before you give me an answer, will you just watch this video that explains more about what it is? So you're not giving them a way to say no. You're just having them watch the video. You're not putting them on the spot to see if this is something that they're ready to say yes to immediately. You're just asking them to watch the video. And the video is the Grow app overview. Super easy, and you just send it to them. So that's what I explain, and then I say, okay, when you have these conversations, send me screenshots. Show me what you're telling them. Before you respond, send me a screenshot. I'll tell you what to say with everybody. And so then after that, I tell them, go reach out to your people, your closest friends and family, send me screenshots. So then I have a list on the notes in my phone of my builders, and I have some of their statuses. So my execs, I'm not reaching out to every day. If they need me, they come to me and we talk as friends. Seniors, kind of the same way, but I have a lot of girls that are shooting for advancement. So if they're pushing for, an advancement this month, I'm going to talk to them more often than people that aren't super close. And those people I'll talk to a little bit less and try to help them either get volume or find a builder, whatever they need for their next advancement. But the ones that are really close to it, I try to schedule a strategy session at the beginning of the month for all of them. So I don't know if y'all have this app, but there's an app called Calendly, but that's the American version. Like, I don't know what all translates and what doesn't, but it's a link it's a calendar that you can make with your availability, and you can send a link to them. I'm sure y'all have something like this, and you can send it to them, and they can schedule a call with you for all the times that you're available. And so then you can jump on with them and just say, hey, we have 15 minutes. Tell me who you're working with this month. What's your goal? Here's how you can get your 8 shoppers, or here's how you can get to director 3. Where is your builder? How can we get her to 8 shoppers? Like those types of conversations. So I try to get them all done at the beginning of the month, and then we kind of work through those conversations. So I make it a point to talk to all of my builders. I mean, every day I talk to somebody. So on my little note on my phone with my to-do list, it says check in with 2 leaders and check in with 2 newbies. So like new builders. So if I check in with 2 new builders, maybe that's somebody that's joined in the last 2 weeks and they're going to be at the bottom of that little note. Or maybe it's a leader and it's going to be one of my soon-to-be seniors, or one of my girls going for director 4 this month, and I'm going to reach out to those people. So
and you don't chat with them all day. You just reach out, schedule the call, and see how they're doing at the beginning of the month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or I mean, and this is all throughout the month. I'll talk to them all throughout the month.
Because it is on your to-do list, yeah. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I don't always do a call, so sometimes it'll just be voice messages and I'll just check in. But sometimes we do a call, or if our voice text, or if they're just like really struggling, I'm like, okay, let's jump on a call tomorrow. When are you free? So it just kind of depends, but yeah.
I love that. And how do you approach people that said no to you in the past?
I can send you what I said. It's going to be in English.
Yeah, for sure. I will translate it all. Thank you. And about the why, like, can you explain the part of, because many people say, I want my why is my kids. And it's like, you are already with your kids. Can you explain that way you find people's why? Because I think it's really important.
Yeah, so I think finding your why is obviously super important. So if you are saying that one time I had a conversation with a girl, and she was talking about how her business wasn't doing very well, and she felt like she was very stagnant in her business. And I said, well, what's your why? And she said, well, I really want to be a stay-at-home mom. And I said, okay, well, what do you do right now? And she said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I was like, well, that's not a very good why. You've already done it. You've already accomplished it. Like, you have to change your why. It has to evolve over time. If you've been here for a year, chances are your why is not the same today that it was a year ago. And we're going to have the long-term goals. So some of the long-term goals that I have had whenever I first started are still some of the same long-term goals that I have now. But the thing that's waking me up today is different than the thing that woke me up, years ago. So it's different. And I think we have to remind ourselves that, some of these people don't know what their why is whenever we first ask them. So when you ask them like 4 times, then you can really find the true why. Darren Johnson always explains it like this. And he said that somebody asked him what his why was. And he said, well, that $1,500 a month, US dollars, would be so helpful for me. And they said, why? And he said, well, because I would be able to, breathe a little bit easier. And then somebody else said, why? And he said, because then I could pay our mortgage. And then they said, why? And he said, well, because then we won't have to struggle so much. And they said, why? And he said, because I will never again have to look my wife in the eye and see the pain that our financial struggles are causing her. And that was the why. So it went from $1,500 to his wife. And the why behind that was the thing that he didn't give up on. And so that's why your why is so powerful.
Wow, I love that. Everybody take notes. I hope you all know your current wise, and it's not ask for it 4 times, as Morgan said. Morgan, this has been just amazing. Like, this hour was like one of the fastest in my life. So thank you for so many knowledge. What is that?
That's sorry, I didn't mean to. That was my text replacement that didn't work. But the message, somebody said, what did I say to people that told me no before?
Okay.
That's what I send to them, if you want to translate that.
Yeah, everybody can put it in the translator.
Okay.
So Morgan, this has been just amazing. I think everyone's mind blew up with a lot of knowledge. So thank you for your time. We learned a lot from you. People that have been around for 5, 6 years, or people that are just new. Like, I believe all of us got so many value from this call. So thank you for your time. We're going to make I know it's late for you because it's an hour later where you live. But I hope everybody took notes and learned a lot and put it into practice, because Morgan just gave us so much value tonight. We're going to make a picture and a video to finish this call. Let me bring up my phone. Okay, here's a picture. Everybody smile. And now I'm going to put everyone, like, there's so many windows. Everybody open your cameras if you don't have them open. Abran sus cámaras para el videito al final. So we're finishing a really special Zoom call with Morgan Martin. Morgan, thank you for joining us. We learned so much from you tonight.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you. Más de 100 personas en esta llamada. Saluden todos a este video. Vean esto. De verdad, si supieran todo lo que aprendimos de esta llamada. Morgan, gracias por tanto valor. Y todos espero que lo pongan en práctica, porque wow, Morgan, you blew our minds. Seriously. Thank you for so much knowledge tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, everyone.